This is the OTB Network.
Good morning and welcome to Horses and Courses. I'm Jean Wood. This program is brought to you by Parting Glass Racing. Just finished another good weekend of stakes racing action. A lot of big racing north of the border at Woodbine. We'll have a lot of that later on in the program, and it really did turn out to be a great weekend at Woodbine. But we'll start things out at Monmouth Park, where on Sunday the stakes feature was for fillies and mares at 1 1/16. It was the Politely Stakes.
They're racing in the Politely Stakes. And it's All Night Labor up and after the lead. Debonair Darling, Ask the Moon between them. Sweet Temptress sent up the rail. Starship Angel came out running in fifth. And it's Million Seller to the outside. In the back of the field are Starship Angel and Acronym as they race into the first turn. It is Debonair Darling. Debonair Darling is the leader by 1.5 lengths, getting away from Sweet Temptress, who's second on the inside. All Night Labor's next. Ask the Moon 3 deep on that turn and 4.5 lengths off the lead. 2 lengths back to Million Seller. Nick's Appealing Lady along the rail. Starship Angel is 7 lengths behind right now and 3 clear of Acronym the trailer. 23-3 was the opening quarter as they continue up the backstretch. Debonair Darling's got the lead by 2. Sweet Temptress second, 2.5 lengths back. Then Nick's Appealing Lady third to the inside. All Night Labor is alongside. Ask the Moon is after that. Starship Angel making progress along the rail within 5 lengths of the leader now. Dropping back a bit is Million Seller. Nothing yet from Acronym. 47 flat was the half mile. Around the far turn, Debonair Darling on top by 2.5 lengths now. Sweet Temptress on the outside. Nick's Appealing Lady at the rail. Ask the Moon sent up 3 deep after them. Starship Angel with a 4-wide trip is gaining ground. And Acronym has found her best stride. She's 5 lengths off the lead. And they're into the stretch. And it's Debonair Darling in front by 2. Ask the Moon trying to close in. On the outside is Starship Angel. Acronym is up to 4th. Debonair Darling in front. Starship Angel on the outside. Ask the Moon between them. Here's Starship Angel. Starship Angel on the outside wins the Politely. Debonair Darling was second, then Ask the Moon and Acronym 4th.
Starship Angel, a horse that you may remember from a number of appearances in New York. In fact, ran over the wintertime at Aqueduct with considerable success, was 4th most recently in the Ruffian. And she'd been facing some pretty tough competition, and here gets a little bit of class relief, heads down to the Jersey Shore to score by a neck over the front-running Debonair Darling, with Ask the Moon rallying to 3rd. Starship Angel is a bay daughter of Running Stag from Starship Sunrise by Arch. Bred in Florida by Starship Stable and Lawrence Levy, owned by NYKY Thoroughbred Stable and trained by Kieran McLaughlin, ridden to victory by Eddie Castro, Starship Angel covers the 1 1/16 and 144.79. Next up, we will head to Parks Racing at Philadelphia Park, where on Saturday the stakes race was the PTHA President's Cup for older horses, 1 1/4 furlong, the about distance of 1 1/4 furlong on the turf.
And they're off in the PTHA President's Cup. Just as well from the outside comes out well. Violon Sacre is there. Rahi's Attorney being set up into the early mix, and Sudden War has a spot down inside. Violon Sacre just taken under a firm hold, trying to be taken back here as the field comes on to the main course, and Sudden War from the inside has come through to get the lead. Rahi's Attorney will stalk second. Violon Sacre settling down now for Pablo Fragoso. He's got a good spot down inside, racing in 3rd. Warhood is 4th on the outside. And then after that one comes Polka at Night, pick 6, and on the outside Just as well. Just as well is 3 wide and running about 5 lengths behind. Opening quarter was only 26 seconds flat. That is very slow for this caliber. And Sudden War goes to the backstretch, nursing along with a length lead. Rahi's Attorney has been tracking him every step of the way. Violon Sacre continues covered up on the inside. Pick 6 moving to the outside. Warhood is still there with that second group. He's in behind horses just 1.5 lengths off the lead. Polka at Night has come out to the 3 path. That forces Just As Well to the middle of the course as a well-grouped field moves to the midway point of the back stretch. 52-2 for the half. They're heading for the far turn. Sudden War in front by about a half length. Rahi's Attorney now making his run for the lead as they head to the far turn. Another length back to a 3 wide pick, 6 in third. Violon Sacra waiting for running room in behind the leaders. Warhood also has nowhere to go as Just As Well has him pinned down inside. And at the back of the pack now is the trailer Polka at Night. It will be a sprint for home as they hit the top of the stretch. Sudden War on the inside has given way to Rahi's Attorney. 1 furlong to go. Rahi's Attorney is now in front. Violon Sacra now has running room, and Violon Sacra is just full of run as they come to mid-stretch, and he strikes the lead with a 16th to go. Violon Sacra, big strides, pulling away. Rahi's Attorney, second best of Violon Sacra. Violon Sacra wins at a length and a half over Rahi's Attorney.
Violon Sacra picks up his second U.S. victory, running his career record to 9 for 16. He was a very good second last time out behind Get Serious down in the Jersey Shore in the Oceanport. Prior to that, had beaten Banrock in the Battlefield. Horse that has a tendency to run a little bit on the rank side early, as he did last time and once again here. This time he gets the victory nonetheless, 1.5 lengths the better of the good old-timer Rahi's Attorney, with Warhoot completing the order of the top 3. Violon Sacra is a bay son of Stravinsky from Histoire Sante by Kendor. Bred in Kentucky by Ocala Horses Limited, known by Bernard Weil. Trained by Pat Bean Cohn and ridden to victory by Pablo Fragoso. Violon Sacra covers the about distance of 1 mile and a furlong on the turf in 152.44. We'll head to Charlestown now. We've got a 4-pack of races from down at Charlestown on Saturday night, starting things out. 3 and up fillies and mares going 7 in the pink ribbon.
They're all in line. And they're off and racing in the pink ribbon. Down on the inside, Miss Dolce breaks alertly, vying for the lead. Also right there is Miss Red Delicious and huge up the rail. Far outside, there goes Chelsea Barton. Chelsea Barton up to stick a nose in front of Miss Dolce. Moving 3 wide on the outside is Double Espresso. To that one's inside, Best Reward. Cherry Blossom Miss in between horses. Then back along the rail is Miss Red Delicious, followed by Blue Diamond Alley. And the early trailers are going to be Huge and She Fogged My Glasses. Opening quarter winning 23 flat. And looking to run away and hide is Miss Dolce. Luis Perez at 4-1, clear by 6 lengths down the backside. Double Espresso there on the outside, trying to rush up into contention. Dropping back third now is Chelsea Barton. Behind them fourth, Cherry Blossom Miss. Another 6 lengths back to Blue Diamond Alley towards the inside. Best Reward going backwards from the back of the pack now. She Fogged My Glasses coming. The half mile, 46 into a quick half mile, and it's still Miss Dolce. Luis Perez on the lead, out there by 4 lengths. On the far outside, here comes Miss Red Delicious. Travis Dunkelberger looking to run down the leader. Back between horses, Double Espresso is struggling in third. It's still Miss Dolce trying to go gate to wire. Miss Red Delicious down on the inside, coming late. Miss Dolce, gate to wire, in victory over Miss Red Delicious. Back in third was Double Espresso. Up for fourth came She Fogged My Glasses. Unofficial winning time, 1:25 and 3/5 seconds.
Miss Red Delicious taking advantage of a little bit of a drifting Miss Dolce to end up getting the victory on the DQ. Miss Dolce got to the front easily in the early stages, opened up a 5-length margin, but did get a little bit leg weary, bothering Miss Red Delicious late. Miss Red Delicious gets moved up to the top spot. Miss Dolce in the second spot as Double Espresso in from Monmouth Park completes the top 3. The winner, Miss Red Delicious, in off a third last time out, and an Ellis Park allowance on the grass. It's been kind of knocking around against reasonably nice horses, mostly in the Midwest and sometimes the Mid-Atlantic as well. She is a dark bay or brown daughter of Empire Maker from Miss Mary Apples by Clever Trick. Bred in Kentucky by Katie Rich Stable and Christopher G. Connors, owned by the breeders and trained by Todd Beatty. Ridden to victory by Luis Perez, Miss Red Delicious covers I'm sorry, he wasn't ridden to victory by Louise Parrish. She was ridden by Travis Dunkelberger. Miss Red Delicious covers the 7 furlongs in 125.76. Next up, we'll head right back to Charlestown. This time it's two-year-old fillies going 4.5 in the Miss Shenandoah.
And they're off and racing in the Miss Shenandoah Stakes. Breaking together on the outside, Big Sweets and Sultry Gibson rushing up the rail. 12-pack Shelley wastes no time, coming up the inside to claim the lead. Back along the inside, Regina Beatrice is on the move. On the far outside there, Big Sweets is still right there. Between horses comes Sultry Gibson. Rushing through between horses is Cat in a Tree. Another 2 lengths back to Miss Vizcaya, and a long ways back to the trailer. That is Sarah Yu. The quarter, 21-2 at quick pace being set out here, and 12-pack Shelley brought all 12 packs tonight. She's got the lead on the outside. Cat in a Tree is there chasing in second from the far outside. Miss Vizcaya moves late on the outside, and back along the rail is Regina Beatrix. It's all 12-pack Shelley. Winning like a 1-5 shot should. Clear over Cat in a Tree. Back in third was Miss Vizcaya, and it's tight for fourth. It'll be a photo between Sultry Gibson and the late closing Sarah Yu. Unofficial winning time, 51-4.
12-pack Shelley, 4 for 6 lifetime last time out, beating our Heat Lightning in the Colleen. Of course, that rival came back to win the Spinaway here at Saratoga. 12-pack Shelley, a very quick filly. Scores on the front end by 4 3/4 lengths is the heavy odds-on choice over Cat in a Tree with Miss Vizcaya back in the third spot. 12-pack Shelley is a 2-year-old daughter of Deputy Storm from So Smashing by Two Punch. Bred in Pennsylvania by Sycamore Hall Farm and owned by John Saltzman Jr., Danny Diver, and George Greenwald. Trained by John Saltzman and ridden to victory by Harry Vega, 12-pack Shelley covers the 4.5 and 51.91. We will head right back down to Charlestown now, and 2-year-olds going 7 in the Charlestown Juvenile.
They're in the gate, and they're off in the Charlestown Juvenile. Breaking together on the inside the way it used to be, and Casper Zapper down the center. Rushing up outside of them comes Unleash the Humor. And we drop back in between horses to Bandbox on the move, joined far outside by Nimble Tiger. Last of all towards the inside is the favorite Star Zapper, but moving well with that inside advantage up with the pack. Down on the rail the way it used to be, Alcibiades Cortez holds on to a short lead, about 3/4 of a length. Unleash the Humor right there second, 3 wide on the outside. Bandbox races in the third spot, another 4 lengths back to Star Zapper in fourth. Up into fifth comes Casper Zapper, and at the back we have Nimble Tiger. A 1/4 mile, 23 2/5 seconds. On the outside now, Bandbox. Eric Camacho up to take a short lead. Down on the rail, the way it used to be, trying to hang tough. Back in third, Unleash the Humor. Another 5 lengths back to Star Zapper. Joined on the outside by Casper Zapper. Racing around the turn, it's Bandbox clear on the lead by 4. In second is Unleash the Humor, trying to run him down. Retreating in third is the way it used to be. And on the far outside now, Casper Zapper looks to move from the back of the pack with Star Zapper. But right now, Bandbox, the 2-year-old by Tappet, is clear and pulling away. It will be Bandbox, winner of the $100,000 Charlestown Juvenile. Unleash the Humor second. Star Zapper up for third. Settling for fourth is the way it used to be. Unofficial winning time, 1:25.3.
Bandbox, off a maiden win last time out, runs his record to 2 for 2. He had picked up his maiden win at Laurel at the beginning of August. A fairly lucrative spot here, as the purse, $100,000, certainly looked like a pretty generous purse, considering that most of the horses were recent maiden breakers, as was the winner. Unleash the Humor completes the exacta, 9 lengths behind the winner, with Star Zapper rounding out the top 3. The winner, Bandbox, is a gray son of Tappet from Empty the Bases by Grand Slam. Bred right here in New York by New Dawn Thoroughbreds and Aaron Yagoda. Owned by Hillwood Stable Limited and trained by Rodney Jenkins, ridden to victory by Eric Camacho. Bandbox covers the 7 furlongs in 125.60. We will head right back to Charlestown now for one more stake on Saturday evening, and this was the $400,000 Charlestown Oaks for fillies.
And they're off and racing in the 10th. Right to the lead here in the Charlestown Oaks. It is Downtown Allen. Breaking out quickly for the lead, trying to come off the rail, Southern Firewall. And on the outside is going to be Derwin Star. Splitting those two will be Beyond All Boundaries. We drop back another 3 lengths. Bella the Hall is sitting outside of Carmageddon. Out there 3 wide of that group goes Bronx City Girl. And up the inside is CC's Pal. Last one around the turn is Come Sunday. A quarter mile, 23 flat as they head on to the backstretch. And the local favorite, Downtown Allen at Matt McGowan, set off at 6-1, lead by 2. On the outside, here comes Carmageddon putting in a bid. In between horses is Southern Fireball right there. 4th towards the inside, Beyond All Boundaries. Then in 5th on the outside, Bronx City Girl. In between horses, Bell the Hall is yet to be asked. On the far outside, making a move now, Derwin Star. A half mile, a quick pace, 46-3. And now on the lead, Derwin Star. Kendrick Carmouche takes off on the lead and starts to pull away. Downtown Allen left back in 2nd. Then looking for room up the rail is Southern Fireball. On the far outside, here comes CC Pal under a drive. Also moving between horses, Bronx City Girl. But right now, Derwin Star and Kendrick Carmouche giving the field a slip. Open up by 6. In 2nd, Bronx City Girl. Late charge from CC's Pal. Derwin Star shines in the $400,000 Charlestown Oaks. In 2nd was Bronx City Girl, followed by CC's Pal. Rounding out the super was Southern Fireball. Unofficial winning time, 1:24-3.
Derwin Star picks up the victory at about $11.40 on top. She was fairly close to the early pace and drew clear to win by nearly 5 over Bronx City Girl, with another long shot, CC's Pal, completing the top 3 with a rallying move. The winner, Derwin Star, 5 for 11, coming in off of a 7th on the poly track at Woodbine last time out. But her race 2 races back is the race that marked her out as worth keeping your eye on. She was a good 3rd behind Blind Luck and Havre de Grace down at Delaware Park in their Oaks. Obviously, that exacta came back to repeat in the Alabama here at Saratoga. Prior to that, she had been a good 2nd to Belle of the Hall in the Jostle at Philadelphia. Belle of the Hall back here in this spot had very little to offer. And I will admit, Charlestown, a little bit of a tricky track. Some horses really love it. Some horses don't seem to care for it. Obviously, Derwin Star did. Belle of the Hall, perhaps not so much. The winner, Derwin Star, a chestnut daughter of Wildcat Air from Powerful Package by Star Denascra, was bred in Florida by Woodsfield Farm and is owned by Puglisi Racing and Steve Clasaris, trained by Steve Clasaris and ridden a victory by Kendrick Carmouche. Derwin Star covers the 7 and 124.64. We will pause now for a brief message. When we return, we will be continuing with more great stakes racing. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Horses and Courses. We will continue now at Finger Lakes, where on Saturday it was fillies and mares in action in the Jack Betteby Right.
We're ready for the Saturday featured event. And there they go. And Gold for the Queen wins the start easily as expected, and she crosses the face of the field. Lovely Daniela is second. Judge Margaret is in no hurry from third. Then go to yet again. Melody Queen and Willie's Wicked Way is at the back. So as anticipated, Gold for the Queen makes the pace comfortably. She's all alone, passing the 7/8s in complete command through the early stages. Lovely Daniela's in the second spot, and Judge Margaret is biding her time from third. Willie's Wicked Way trying to get into the race a little earlier than normal. She's into fourth inside of Melody Queen, and yet again a late runner is at the back. So Gold for the Queen has a huge lead. She's going quickly, a 23-2 opening quarter. Gold for the Queen, isolated in command past the 5/8s under John Davila Jr. It's a big margin from Lovely Daniela fighting for second with Judge Margaret. Willie's Wicked Way's in the fourth spot, and she's only 2 lengths from the 2 gals in front of her vying for second. Break of about 4 to yet again, and Melody Queen is at the back. 46-3 for the half. Gold for the Queen is all alone at the 3/8s, dominating this affair. It's a huge lead from Judge Margaret, who continues to fight with Lovely Daniela for second. Willie's Wicked Way's in the fourth spot. Big break of about 7 lengths to yet again, who's trying to gear up. And towards the tail is Melody Queen. Gold for the Queen is coming back to the field at the quarter pole. The lead's now 5 lengths. Judge Margaret's in a beautiful spot if she's good enough. Gold for the Queen begins to walk. Here's Judge Margaret pouncing. Judge Margaret right on by Gold for the Queen. And it's Judge Margaret trying to post the upset in the Jack Better Be Right handicap. Lovely Daniela's trying to quicken with her. In third is Willie's Wicked Way. Here's Judge Margaret past the 16th. Lovely Daniela trying to get to her. Judge Margaret desperate. Here's Lovely Daniela to the outside. Lovely Daniela up in time. Lovely Daniela wins the Jack Better Be Right handicap, out finishing a game Judge Margaret. Willie's Wicked Way for third, and yet again for fourth, and Gold for the Queen, and Melody Queen way at the back.
Lovely Daniela picks up the victory. A nice win for this horse, who had been chasing some pretty nice sprinters over the course of her most recent performances, including last out when she was a good third to Horse for Course Sweet Lorena at Presque Isle Downs. Here she scores by a game head over Judge Margaret with Willie's Wicked Way back in the third spot. The early pace was set by Gold for the Queen, who was in out of a big performance up at Saratoga, was the odds-on choice but had nothing left when they all came together late. The winner, Lovely Daniela, a bay mare, a daughter of Gold Token from Chasing Lightning by Belong to Me, was bred in New York by Stonewall Farm and is owned by Shining Starlight Racing, trained by Michael Ferraro and ridden to victory by Phil Teeter. Lovely Daniela covers the mile in a 16th and 145.68. As promised, we will now head to our north of the border location near Toronto for Woodbine. Great turf racing action over the course of the weekend. The weather was good, so we didn't have any problems with the turf conditions, and we will start on Saturday with a pair of juvenile races, starting with fillies in the Natalma.
They're off in the Natalma Stakes. New Normal broke running. New Normal like a bullet for the early lead. Street Chimes comes on a second now, and Sheba's a Secret in third in the early going. Down to the inside, Dos Lunas is a fourth, then pulling for Dixie in a fifth position under a tight rein. More Than Real's back 6 lengths off the lead and has a 2 beaten. The Platinum Angel and Molinaro Social. And it's New Normal. Javier Castellano trying to coddle her speed on the front end. Sheba's a Secret's on the outside, second, and Street Chimes nestled in on the rail in third. Dos Lunas a close fourth, just 2.5 lengths off the lead. Then pulling for Dixie, starting to improve now, is More Than Real at the rail, still under a tight rein though. The 2 trailers are still Molinaro Social, and to the outside, the Platinum Angel. 47-4 for the opening half mile, 6 lengths first to last. New Normal trying to take it all the way on the front end. Sheba's Secret gets a little nudge on the outside. Dos Lunas move to the far outside in the purple cap by Eurico Rosa da Silva as they come to the quarter pole in the Natalma. Dos Lunas comes on the outside to do battle with New Normal, and Gomez sets down More Than Real out in the center of the course. What a fight here. New Normal on the outside, Dos Lunas. Street Chimes looking for running room. Far outside for More Than Real. New Normal all the way on the front end. New Normal punches her ticket for Louisville with a win in the Natalma. Finishing second was More Than Real, and Street Chimes was third.
New Normal picks up the victory. She won a maiden special weight here last time out in her second career start. That was her first try at a route. Here she goes right to the front, simply gallops them into the ground with relatively steady fractions. Wins by a length and a half over the odds-on favorite More Than Real, who was in from Saratoga, where she was very sharp last out. Street Chimes off a Saratoga maiden in and off the turfer completes the order of the top three. The winner, New Normal, is a 2-year-old daughter of Forestry from New Economy by Red Ransom. Bred in Kentucky by R.S. Evans and owned by the breeder, trained by Mark Frostad and ridden to victory by Javier Castellano. New Normal covers the mile on the Woodbine turf in 136.51. Next up, 2-year-olds on the grass at Woodbine in the Summer Stakes.
They're off in the Summer Stakes. Forum broke running from the outside. Stormy Rush comes on second. Breaking Ball is gathered back, and down to the inside is Rockin' Heat. Then Silver Leo and the gray Ronan Dax. Silver Leo was steadied there for a stride or two. Overtaken by Ronan Dax and Pluck, and Silver Leo's back to a trailing position now and rank as they move along the back stretch. And they're chasing the front-running Forum, Javier Castellano. Has Forum in front by a length and a half. Breaking Ball is on the extreme outside. On hold down toward the inside is Rockin' Heat. Stormy Rush is in the mix, just a length and 3/4 off the lead. Ronan Dax improves to a fifth, has a 2.5 to come. Under a tight rein is Pluck toward the rail, then Silver Leo. They ran a half in 48 seconds flat. And it's Forum and Castellano. Castellano trying to win the 2 stakes today on the front end, and it's Forum with just under 3/8 to go, and Breaking Ball has made his move, and there goes Breaking Ball, who sweeps up on the outside to engage Forum, and those two fight it out as they come to the quarter pole. On the far outside, Patrick Valenzuela and Ronan Dax, and here comes Pluck. Garrett Gomez shut him down, and Pluck comes on the far outside, final 3/16. And Pluck has taken the lead, and it's Pluck in front. Rockin' Heat in between horses, Stormy Rush, and it's Pluck. Stormy Rush drifting out, and it's Pluck in the final 16th to the inside. Rockin' Heat, Pluck and Garrett Gomez to win the Summer Stakes, and a stall at Churchill Downs awaits. Rockin' Heat was second, Stormy Rush third, and Breaking Ball fourth.
Picking up the win off of a Monmouth performance last time out, it was Pluck. He broke his maiden impressively at Belmont in the early part of the year. Last time out, crossed the line second in the Continental Mile, was disqualified and placed fourth. Here gets the victory and gets to keep it with a strong move through the lane. About a furlong or so out, he picked up the lead, never let go. Rockin' Heat completes the order of the top two with Stormy Rush back in third. The winner of Pluck, a dark bay or brown son of More Than Ready from Secret Heart by Fort Wood, was bred in Kentucky by Team Valor and is owned by Team Valor International. Trained by Todd Pletcher, ridden to victory by Garrett Gomez. Pluck completes the mile on the firm turf course in 137.70. We'll head into the Sunday card with a trio of major stakes races on the turf, starting out with the Canadian Older Fillies and Mares in Grade 2 company.
They're off in the Canadian Stakes. Miss Keller and to her inside, Points of Grace. Points of Grace and Miss Keller to share the early lead. Latin Love is on the extreme outside, and Magic Broomstick just to the inside of Latin Love. Lemon Twirl is gathered back and is fifth in the early going, and Jenny So Great trails these fillies and mares along the back stretch. And it's Points of Grace on a comfortable lead out there. Miss Keller between horses, a 3-wide Magic Broomstick and a 4-wide Latin Love. Lemon Twirl is back in fifth and 2.5 lengths off the lead. Jenny So Great is at the flank of a Lemon Twirl. Jenny So Great's 3 lengths off of Points of Grace as they head toward the far turn. And it's Points of Grace just under 5/8 to go now. Magic Broomstick, a force to be reckoned with on the outside second. Gomez has Latin Love, 3 wide and a length off the lead. Miss Keller's drafting in behind horses with just under a half mile to go. Then Jenny So Great and Lemon Twirl, Points of Grace, Magic Broomstick, and Latin Love is on the extreme outside. Miss Keller still in behind that trio. then Jenny's So Great, and Lemon Twirl, and they arrive at the top of the stretch. And Latin Love gets the green light from Garrett Gomez at the quarter pole and joins Magic Broomstick in the run to the final furlong. Lemon Twirl is wheeled to the far outside, comes from way off the pace. And it's Latin Love in narrow lead. Miss Keller set down on the inside by Castellano. And it's Miss Keller who has collared Latin Love and is opening up. Miss Keller and Javier Castellano to win the Canadian. Latin Love was second. A show photo between Magic Broomstick and Points of Grace.
Another nice performance from Miss Keller, who was a good third last time out to Dinah Slew in the Ballston Spa right here at Saratoga, her prior try having been a win in the restricted Della Rose at the Spa. Here she sits the perfect trip, scores by 1 3/4 lengths over Latin Love, who did have a little bit of trouble, kind of got trapped with really not anywhere to go for a while, ended up having to come out, make a little bit of a bid outside rather than in under Garrett Gomez. Magic Broomstick completes the order of the top three. The winner, Miss Keller, is a bay mare or bay filly, a daughter of Montjeu from Ingazi by Warning, bred in Ireland by Hascombe and Valiant Studs, owned by Three Chimneys Racing and trained by Roger Atfield, ridden to victory by Javier Castellano. Miss Keller covers the mile in a furlong in 1:45.84. Next up, older horses at 1.5 miles in the Northern Dancer.
They're off in the Northern Dancer. And it's Marseille who bounced out of there along with 50 Proof and Guy Pago as they head toward the backstretch, and it's 50 Proof to take the early lead. Marseille protects the rail, and Guy Pago is a third in the early going. Perfect Shower comes on fourth, and Expansion tucks in behind horses fifth. Then we have Windward Islands and Memorial Maniac, Spice Route, and Redwood Trails as they take this incline up to the backstretch, and it's 50 Proof who is setting the pace. 50 Proof leads it by 2 lengths. Marseille is off the fence now in a second. Windward Islands down to the inside in third. Perfect Shower in that gold cap starts to make up some ground as they take that tight turn into the backstretch. And it's 50 Proof. Justin Stein trying to harness his speed. Marseille is glued to his flank in second, and Perfect Shower's third. 51-1 for that opening half mile as they continue that journey along the backstretch. Marseille comes on the outside and joins 50 Proof. Perfect Shower just in behind them in third. Then we have Windward Islands. Redwood is improved down toward the inside, currently fifth and 2.5 lengths off the lead. Then we have Spice Route and Expansion. Memorial Maniac is second to last, and Guy Pago trails 1:16-1 for 3/4 of a mile, and it's still 50 Proof, hounded by Marseille. Redwood will need some running room as they sweep into the turn. Windward Islands in between horses. Perfect Showers out of trouble and just 1 3/4 lengths off the lead. Spice Route is poised to do some damage from 3.5 lengths in arrears. Then Expansion, Guy Pago, and Memorial Maniac as they come over to the top of the stretch in the Northern Dancer. And it's still 50 Proof as they turn for home. 50 Proof has the lead, and the rail has opened up for Redwood. Let's see what Redwood has. It's 50 Proof still there, final 3/16. Redwood to the inside. Windward Islands far outside for Spice Route. 50 Proof running huge. Redwood coming hard on the inside as they hit the final 16th of a mile. It's Redwood and Spice Route on the far outside. Redwood defeated 50 Proof by 1/2 length. Redwood won the Northern Dancer. 50 Proof second. Windward Islands third, and Spice Route fourth.
Redwood makes his American debut, a winning one, scoring by 1/2 length inside of horses. Got off to a little bit of a slow start, which is not that unusual in this type of racing for a European shipper, but obviously they had a long way to go, and Redwood was able to pick off horses moving nicely through the inside, scoring over 50 Proof, who was almost 30-1, and he's an interesting horse to watch. Lightly raced, he's gone through his conditions within the Ontario bred ranks. Last time outstretched to 1.25 miles and won a non-winner, so one other than. He had never faced anywhere near this kind of company, but he ran a very big race in defeat. Windward Islands completes the order of the top 3. The winner, Redwood, now 4 for 10 lifetime, was a good second in a Group 2 last time out at Deauville. Prior to that, had finished in the top spot in the Gloria Stakes, also a group race at Goodwood over the course of the summer. So another one that has faced some very nice horses over the course of his recent career. Redwood is a bay colt, a son of High Chaparral from Aram Lily by Woodman, bred in Great Britain by Juddmonte and owned by the breeders, trained by Barry Hills, ridden to victory by Michael Hills. Redwood covers the 1.5 miles in 2:28.97. We'll head right back to Canada now, and Sunday's stakes feature the $1 million Woodbine Mile.
They're at the post. They're off in the Woodbine Mile, and Woodbourne broke running, as did Straight Story, who goes straight to the front. And it's Straight Story and Rajiv Mara to take the early lead. Woodbourne in a second position. Ziv Zaf down to the inside, third. Signature Red is fourth, and Grand Adventure is fifth. Victor's Cry is sixth, and Smoky Fire is seventh. In between horses, Famous Name is in eighth position. The Usual QT back in ninth, but just 3 lengths off the lead. Then we have a Crowded House, who's next to the hedge, followed by O'Toole. Then Court Vision and Riviera Cocktail is last of 13 as they run into the turn. And it's Ziv Zaf and Julien Laperoux as they head into the turn. Grand Adventure tracking closely in second. Smoky Fire is third. Straight Story's back in fourth now. Woodbourne in amongst horses, fifth and 2.5 lengths off the lead. Then toward the inside is a Victor's Cry, Signature Red. The Usual QT travels well outside of horses, just 3 lengths off the lead. And they come over to the top of the stretch, Grand Adventure. And on the inside, Ziv Zaf. Woodbourne's in there with a big shot. Straight Story's right there. And the Usual QT swings to the far outside. They're in the stretch now. They ran 3/4 in 1:10.1, and it is bedlam in the mile at the 8th pole. The Usual QT comes on and takes the lead. Here comes Court Vision, the Usual QT, Court Vision, Woodbourne, zips off to the inside. Court Vision and Robbie Alvarado. Court Vision, it's his day today. Court Vision and Robbie Alvarado win the Woodbine Mile over the Usual QT and a 3-horse show photo.
Court Vision gets to the winner's circle here again. This is a horse who really has always, throughout his entire career, looked like a very, very good horse. And he's kind of struggled a little bit this year. He was 6th in the Manhattan. Prior to that, he had run a couple of decent seconds. He did win the Gulfstream Park Turf by the disqualification, but he just had not quite progressed as might have been expected this year at the age of 5. But here ran a huge race, an explosive performance from off the pace, and a mile, winning at a length and a quarter the better of the Usual QT, with Longshot Woodbourne completing the order of the top 3. The betting public was a little bit baffled as to where to go. They felt a Famous Name, a shipper from Europe who had run against some pretty nice horses over in Europe, which made a little bit of sense. He didn't really have all that much to offer, finishing 7th in the full field of 13. The winner, Court Vision, a dark bay or brown 5-year-old son of Gulch from Weekend Storm by Stormbird, was bred in Kentucky by William S. Farish, Kilroy Thoroughbred Partnerships, owned by IEAH Stable and the Resolute Group, trained by Richard Dutrow, ridden to victory by Robbie Alvarado. Court Vision covers the mile in 1:34.62. We'll pause for one more brief message. When we return, we'll wrap up the weekend stakes racing action with Belmont Park. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Horses and Courses. We'll round things out now at Belmont Park with a trio of stakes over the weekend, beginning with the Saturday Stakes feature, the lone remaining Grade 1 stakes race in the September card at Belmont Park, 3-year-old fillies in the Garden City.
They're in the gate. And they're off. Queen of the Creek emerging from mid-pack, persuading us just to her inside. To the outside, there's Negligee, but Queen of the Creek will be the front runner. Queen of the Creek very eager here. Out there now, a length and a half. And Negligee tucks in behind, gets a good spot early. Does Negligee. Triple Cream runs along in third, followed by Persuading fourth. 5 lengths back to Gitchy Gumi, and they're moving right along here in the early going. At the back of the pack early on are Snow Top Mountain and the even money favorite. Check the Label is the last of 7 through an opening quarter mile that was 23-1. So Check the Label, who is last, has a fast pace to close into down the backstretch run. Queen of the Creek continues to roll along. Negligee continues on in second. The Great Triple Cream there with 5 furlongs to go. The half goes in 47 2/5 seconds. A break of 3 to Persuading, another 3 to Gitchy Gumi, another 2 back to Snowtop Mountain, and Check the Label is now just starting to get underway. Right there at the half-mile pole, Check the Label moves up, and she's moved up 2 spots. Down on the inside, she's now 5th. Check the Label's now only 4.5, now 3.5 lengths from the lead, but you'll have to find a way through. It is still Queen of the Creek, the leader, coming to the top of the stretch. Sailed through 3/4 in 1:13 flat. Queen of the Creek, here's Persuading now. Gitchy Gumi on the outside. Negligee down toward the rail. Check the Label has been forced to go to the far outside for the run into the last furlong. Gitchy Gumi's got the lead. Persuading on the inside. Check the Label and Snowtop Mountain. At the 8th pole, it is Check the Label. Check the Label in front. Snowtop Mountain, a final crack at her in the final 50 yards. Check the Label in front, and Check the Label holds on. Confidently ridden by Ramon Dominguez. The winner at the end by 3/4 of a length. Snowtop Mountain was second. Long Shot Gitchy Gumi third.
Check the Label picks up the victory, her first Grade 1 win, but the 3-year-old fillies don't have a lot of opportunities for Grade 1 company against just their own age groups, and she has won now 4 in a row, going back to the Appalachian at Keeneland, 6 for 13 lifetime, a very strong performance from off the pace to win by 3/4 over Snowtop Mountain, who was in off a nice second up here at Saratoga. Gitchy Gumi completes the order of the top 3. Got to the front at the top of the stretch, was not quite able to hold on, but ran well to earn stakes credentials, Grade 1 stakes credentials, in fact, to settle for third. The winner, Check the Label, a dark bay or brown daughter of Storm and Fever from Don't Trick Her by Mazel Trick, was bred in Kentucky by Brereton Jones and is owned by the Layell Stable, trained by Graham Motion and ridden to victory by Ramon Dominguez. Check the Label covers the 9 furlongs on the turf in 151.41. We'll head back to the Belmont Turf Course now for the first race of the day on Sunday afternoon. It was the Keep the Promise Stakes, $60,000 overnight stake, but it drew a pretty solid field of horses going a mile and a 16th.
And they're off. Frisky Thunder is gunned to the lead by Sheldon Russell. Aggressively ridden to take the lead is Frisky Thunder. And then on the far outside, it's Leading On, who's up now to be second on the outside. Pinckney Hill reined in to run back third, and Sheila's Magic is fourth. What's the Script? Fifth and moving. And it's 2 lengths back to Yorktown, who settles back in sixth. 6 lengths back to the trailer Wesley. So down the backstretch run, Frisky Thunder on top. Leading On up close, well held. What's the Script? In the clear on the outside. Pinckney Hill and Sheila's Magic 3 lengths from the lead. Down the backstretch run after a quarter, up in 24 1/5 seconds. Frisky Thunder still hounded by Leading On. What's the Script sitting outside them as they hit the 4.5 furlong marker. Down on the inside, Sheila's Magic now running along in fourth after a 48-second flat half mile. Pinckney Hill right alongside. Pinckney Hill still about 4.5 from the lead. Another 3 back to Yorktown. Yorktown now has been given his cue as they round the far turn. Frisky Thunder leading on. What's the script? They're 1, 2, 3. Here comes Yorktown now, who rolls up on the outside. And Pinckney Hill is in behind horses now, fifth, as the field turns for home. Wesley coming alive from the back of the pack. Off the turn into the stretch. And it's leading on, who's up to grab that lead, leading on now in front. Frisky Thunder fights on. What's the script? What's the script now in front? And here comes Wesley. Pinckney Hill is flattened out, and so too is Yorktown. It is What's the Script, the leader. Wesley on the outside. What's the script? Wesley keeps on running at him. What's the script? Holding on. Wesley falls a nose short. Leading on third.
What's the Script picks up the victory. An old class horse. You may remember him from having finished third a couple of years ago in the Breeders' Cup Mile behind none other than Goldacova and Kip DeVille. He's in New York now. He's in the Gary Contessa barn. He was sixth in the Baruch and fourth in the Four-Star Dave in his most recent performances. But when he gets a little bit of pace into which he can close, he's got a sharp closing kick. The pace wasn't all that fast here. The track was labeled good. He's used to those Southern California firm turf courses, but he ran very well to win by a neck over Wesley, with leading on back in the third spot as the longest shot on the board. The winner, What's the Script? A bay son of Royal Applause from Griselle by Lion Cavern, was bred in Ireland by C. Mac Hale and Jay Highland, owned by Tom Stull, and trained by Gary Contessa, ridden to victory by John Velasquez. What's the Script covers the mile in the 16th and 143.21. Next up, fillies and mares in the Grade 3 Noble Damsel.
And they're off. Meriwether Jessica. A good start there. There's Chestoria, and there's CS Silk. So it's CS Silk. Quiet Meadow right alongside CS Silk. Chestoria defers and sits back now in third. Sweeter Still is now fourth. Meriwether Jessica fifth in the far outside. Christie with a K, a little difficult to handle, is sixth. Scalera's in between those two, and Strike the Bell is allowed to be the early trailer as the field runs down the backstretch, and CS Silk steps out. CS Silk opens up a 4.5 length lead now. CS Silk running an ambitious race, now clear by 5.5 lengths. Quiet Meadow, left back running in second. Chestoria, third toward the inside. Then it's Sweeter Still, followed by Scalera, Meriwether Jessica, Christie with the K, and Strike the Bell. Around the far turn, CS Silk, 7 in front through a 46 flat half mile. CS Silk going to run as far as she can, as fast as she can, still with the lengthy advantage. Quiet Meadow is second outside of Chestoria. Sweeter Still starting to advance third on the outside. Scalera's in behind horses, waiting for some running room is Scalera, and the lead of CS Silk is evaporating as they turn for home. The lead's now down to 3 lengths. Quiet Meadow to the attack at the top of the stretch. Chestoria down inside, and Strike the Bell has made a run from last. It's Strike the Bell, a daring last to first move into the final 16th, the leader. Quiet Meadow second, and Scalera on the wire. Strike the Bell and the ever-patient Ramon Dominguez. Quiet Meadow is second, Scalera, and Chestoria.
Strike the Bell makes the last to first move going into the turn. She was kind of lagging behind the field, but boy, did she pick up horses quickly when Ramon Dominguez pulled her out and asked her for a little bit of run. She made a huge move from off the pace to score over Quiet Meadow. Scalera rallying between horses to finish third. The winner, Strike the Bell, was sixth up here at Saratoga, most recently in the Ballston Spa, which of course also produced Miss Keller. She was second to Maram, however, prior to that, in the Miss Liberty down at the Jersey Shore, and a pretty nice performance, so maybe that kind of knocked her for a little bit of a loop when she came up here for the Ballston Spa. Obviously has rebounded very strongly. The winner, Strike the Bell, is a chestnut filly, a daughter of Mizzen Mass from Vesper Cat by Mountain Cat. Bred in Kentucky by Mr. and Mrs. Theodore Custer and Mr. and Mrs. Howard Roberts. Owned by Rising Star Stable and trained by David Donk. Ridden to victory by Ramon Dominguez, Strike the Bell covers the mile on the Belmont turf in 134.58. That'll wrap up Horses and Courses for this week. Thank you for joining us. We hope you'll be able to join us again next week as we take a look at stakes racing action from around the country. Until then, I'm Jean Wood. Have a great week at the races.